Hi everyone and welcome to part 6. So we had night 4 last night and surprisingly it went really well. Considering night 1 went alright, night 2 was full of a cold, night 3 was vomit, night 4 went incredibly well. So we had a very brief wake up about 1:15 and it took about a minute. That was it, and she just went back down. And then it was about 4:15 she was up again, and that was a little bit harder. It took about 20 minutes to get her to go back to sleep, and she did want to go on the boob a bit, but absolutely fine. She settled back down until about 6:05 this morning, so not really a bad night at all. The other bits that are really interesting from this is the last 2 nights I haven't actually fed at bedtime, which was not what the plan was about. The plan was supposed to be stop the night feeds, then stop the morning feed, then stop the bedtime feeds. But obviously the circumstances have meant things have been a little bit different. The first night I didn't actually offer the breastfeed at bedtime because she'd just been sick. And I thought, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to feed you now, so you can just go and vomit everywhere. So she didn't have a feed then. She was sick yesterday morning because she'd had the feed. So that was the first feed in 24 hours and she vomited that everywhere. And she was fine yesterday, but I was very restrictive with things like the dairy, just in case her tummy was a little bit unsettled. I thought, I'm not risking her being sick again. So we decided not to offer any dairy yesterday. And then when it came to bedtime, now this bit I think is really interesting, because until you actually start making these changes with your little one's sleep and you start communicating with them a little bit more, you don't realise how much they really understand. And I actually said to her last night, bearing in mind she's not even 22 months yet, because she was asking for a feed before bed, and I was a little bit nervous about this because I thought, well, if her tummy is a little bit sensitive still and I offer her a feed and then she's sick, she can't go to nursery today. So I thought, I don't really want to risk that just yet. So I said to her, do you want to go to nursery tomorrow? And she said, yes. I said, well, if you have a feed and you're sick, I said, you can't go to nursery tomorrow. So shall we not breastfeed tonight? Shall we do the feed tomorrow instead? And she went, okay. And she was fine. I was like, oh my God. Now, she had actually been kicking off because she'd wanted the feed. But for some reason, and that reasoning, she seemed to understand it and she seemed to be okay with it. So I actually think our children really do understand a hell of a lot more than we give them credit for. And starting on this type of journey has been extremely helpful for me, really, as well. I've always understood from the behavioural side what she can understand, but I think I've always been a little bit nervous at night time of having those conversations, because I think, well, what does she really understand? Does she get it? Does she not? I don't really know. Do I want to risk it? But actually embarking on this journey, I'm kind of going, no, she does get it. She does understand, and she's a lot cleverer than we probably ever gave her credit for, and we've always thought she was clever. So yeah, it's actually been really, really interesting. So just those 2 wake-ups last night, so a huge improvement, especially considering the illness that we've had. So big changes. And we did a breastfeed this morning, so we'll see what happens tonight. I'll probably go back to offering the bedtime one tonight if she's been okay today, because I don't want to be sort of fighting her at bedtime, and keep the night ones gone, and we'll look to still get rid of the morning one first. Now then, I'm sitting in Sophia's room right now because I want to show you the changes from the other day. So if you watched part 1, you will see that I actually showed you the room as it was, where you could see that it would have been absolutely impossible to get a bed in here because there was basically teddies all over the floor and loads of books where the bed would actually be. And I mentioned about some soft toy storage that I was going to be getting. Now, I've not put the bed up yet. We're holding off on the bed because, well, we'll see how it goes. My husband feels it's encouraging Alyssia to want to get into the bed sooner. So he wants to wait a few weeks. I've said, no, it's not encouraging it. It's preparing us. So we've compromised on building the bed next week. That's what relationships are about, I suppose, aren't they? Find a meeting point in the middle. So that's what we've gone for. But that doesn't mean to say I didn't want to start getting the room prepared. So I'll show you the soft toy storage and I'll show you the room as it is now, just by actually clearing stuff off the floor. So we have here this wonderful soft toy storage. It's amazing. I've not put it to the wall yet. I need to actually attach it to the wall and paint it at some point. Whether the painting actually happens, I have no idea. I'm far too busy. But basically, all those toys that were on the floor are gone. How amazing is that? And the bedding box that was over there, I've put over here. So this is where the bed will go. But for now, I've just moved the bedding box there and I've kept the books there because the books will be going onto the bookcase, which is where they're supposed to go. As you can see, Sophia's Star of the Week award there. She got Star of the Week last week at school. I was very proud, Mum. So yeah, so this is how it's looking at the moment. So we've had some big improvements in sleep and in sorting the room out from just from last Thursday really until today. So some big changes, and I'll update you tomorrow and let you know how tonight goes, because I'm hopeful that we'll start seeing some really good progress now with this sleep and in starting to really eliminate breastfeeding. So big changes. Watch this space. And I will update you tomorrow. I'll see you later. Bye.